is Wasted Opinions here. We're going to have our Ninja Turtles episode. I'm Mr. Raphael, there's Mr. Leonardo, and I'm not sure who your favorite is.
Michelangelo.
Casey Jones.
Yeah,
Casey Jones.
Who wouldn't like Michelangelo? Everyone loves Michelangelo. Anyways, over my far right is actually Mr.
Muskeg.
And to my middle here.
Oh, the women call me Mr. Magic Fingers, but to everyone else, I'm Lewis Lightning.
And I'm Country Boy. We're here, we're going to be doing some Ninja Turtle talk, talking about the old cartoon, the old movie, the new movies, maybe some of the new show, but
everything,
whatever we want. Yeah, it's just a Ninja Turtle episode. So we're going to start with a shot.
High stick vodka. A little slap shot of vodka is what's going to go down here.
Straight out of Kelowna, BC. I found out.
I didn't even know that, and I got this for a gift, so I didn't want to check it out, but...
Right on. Okay.
Vodka. Let's do it.
These are big shots.
Cheers, skis.
She goes down pretty easy.
Sure does. That was a pretty big shot, I won't lie.
Ooh.
For another pretty big
Yeah, now time to wash that shot down with a massive cup of whiskey.
Alright, so
Okay.
what I'm gonna say is, how did you guys get introduced to Ninja Turtles? I mean, I think we all probably the same thing. It's probably cartoon.
Cartoon,
Yeah.
80s.
Probably my favorite cartoon when I was a kid.
Absolutely.
Hands down.
Kindergarten, I remember, like, they always have, like, your list of your favorite things, what you want to do when you grow up.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles was, like, the first
Ninja
thing.
Turtles,
The best toys for me were the actual. You guys probably remember they had the short little plastic weapons of them that you could actually get.
Yeah.
So I had the sword and I think Donatello's stick or something like that.
I had the size.
I had the size too.
I
The
had
only
the
ones I
size.
didn't have were the nunchucks.
Oh, yeah.
I never had those, I just had the action figures. I had, like, Leonardo and Donatello and Michelangelo.
Both you probably know that, like, I'm pretty sure the Ninja Turtles cartoon series actually came because they wanted to make
cartoons
toys.
is why they made
It's kind of like with G.I. Joe, right?
they made the toys, and then they made the cartoon.
Yeah.
Like, they wanted to have
That's
something
a
to sell it,
risky
basically.
business
Yeah, they
venture.
were trying to just sell toys, basically. That's why the cartoon exists.
So that happened a lot in the 80s, actually.
Yeah,
think about
basically.
it.
And there's some outrageous toys too, with characters. I don't think they even existed on the show.
Yeah.
There was like a garbage man. He's just like all garbage and shit.
Seen
Like,
that too.
I don't even know if he was on the
Yeah,
show.
I had him where you could like lift his head off and there was
Yeah.
like stuff inside.
It was just, there was some weird, obscure characters.
I'm sure they were in the show at some point, right?
Possibly.
I mean, you enough
Maybe
episodes.
the later runs of the
Yeah.
show where it was getting just crazy.
I mean, even as a kid, we didn't really follow the series. You just
Tuned in every Saturday.
watched the show, right? It wasn't a storyline. Each episode was its own storyline.
Yeah.
So.
Did you guys know that, like, there was the 80s TV show that we all enjoyed, but there was actually a continuation of that in live action? Do you guys know that?
I didn't know it was a continuation.
But
No.
they kind of changed it, and they were just the Ninja Turtles. They were no longer teenagers, and they introduced a new turtle.
Yeah, the girl.
Venus.
No,
Yeah, I didn't know it was a
know that at
continuation
all.
of the cartoon though.
And how does Venus make any sense? That doesn't follow the famous.
They changed it, that they're no longer brothers, and, like, she was there too when the ooze hit them, but then she got washed
So
away.
you mean
or
they
some
wrecked
shit.
it? Is what they did.
Yeah,
They
that's
didn't
why
change
that's
it.
why
Yeah.
you don't know about it.
Yeah,
No one talks
Totally.
about it.
Like, I remember watching like the first episode and I was like, no, this isn't what I know. This is
It's
what I like.
Very much like Power Rangers vibe if you watch it, like guys in big rubber suits running around.
Oh, see, I thought if anything, it would have been more of a continuation of the movie because they were in the rubber suits and it was live action. But I didn't know it was a continuation of the cartoon show.
Speaking of the movie, I gotta say, it's amazing how well they did a cartoon to movie at the time of, I think it was 1990 that it came out, right?
Yeah, or 89.
They
90,
did such a
something like
good taking a cartoon to a movie with that movie. It actually had some serious parts to it.
And that's kind of where I didn't care for it because it was too serious and I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I liked the second one so much more because it was more zany and kind of crazy like Ninja Turtles supposed to be for me.
And it got even better when Turtles in Time.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's the worst ever.
I love
Oh,
that.
you gotta love it. They go to Japan.
What was the name of that?
In
Turtles
back in
3?
time.
Is it?
I think it's just called Ninja Turtles 3.
Oh, okay.
It might say Turtles in Time. It actually might be called.
Because I know there's a
Oh, that's
video
video game.
There's a
Sorry.
video game,
Yeah.
I'm kind of in between you guys on that. Like, we're talking about the original movies, right? So, like,
Yeah.
the first one, I liked But I agree that I wanted more kind of weird stuff. Like they didn't have Bebop and Rocksteady or Krang or any of that. They had Shredder, which was nice, but that
You
was
can't have
it.
all of them in the first movie though.
Yeah.
That's how you build.
That's true, but I don't think they had the license to do those guys. That's why they had to do Toka and Razor.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like the second movie, I like more for the fact that they have something like Bebop and Rocksteady, but then I felt like it was less serious because they hardly ever use their weapons, and then they introduce sound effects for all the hitting, and it's just like.
That was more for the third one, I'd say, or the
third one's
sound
the worst.
effects. Yeah, they did a little bit of the second one, but it still had kind of a serious tone, a little bit. Like when they like stole like Raphael and stuff, and he was all beat up and stuff. Like that was.
Well,
I mean, he was good in the first one too.
But
Raphael's just a rebel. He's a rebel.
Oh,
He goes and takes him on himself.
Whenever I think of that movie, like the thing that just first comes to my head is the opening scene of the second movie where there's like a pizza parlor or some shit, and there's that kid there, and he's first fighting off the foot on his
They were
own.
like
it was like a mall.
It was an underground mall thing.
Yeah, because
But
there was
anyways,
like toys and there was like salamis and
that's
stuff.
what I was gonna say. When the Ninja Turtles show up, Michelangelo grabs like a bunch of sausage links. I'm like, dude, you have nunchucks. Use those. There's, I don't know.
And that's funny because actually, as a kid, I didn't mind serious movies. I had weird tastes like Terminator
I like
2 and all
certain
that.
serious
Terminator
movies.
2 and
No,
all
I
that
love
stuff.
those.
But so that's why I really liked it. And don't get me wrong, what kid didn't want to live in that arcade that all the
the foot kids.
the foot kids did?
Yeah,
They had skate parks. You just skated around everywhere. They had arcades. It was
Oh, that would be kids' heaven for sure.
it had what was the guy from I'll never forget remember his name, Sam Rockwell.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
he was a kid then.
it's like his first movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But no, I do enjoy the first one and the second one, and the third one is just there.
So good.
It doesn't like.
You know, I
for
get
some
it.
reason the turtles don't even look the same. They look different in the third one.
They changed their suits between all of the movies actually. Like the
first two ones
first
are
one
good though.
The first one had the best suits. The second one was still good,
I think they were just as good.
but the third one was awful. And you can tell like they had like spots on their face. And
Yeah.
shit. It's
And
weird.
like when their mouths move, it's like their whole head shakes.
Oh,
It's like what the hell?
I don't even remember the last time I saw Turtles.
Animatronics and the puppeteering of the first two movies was great. Like it's surprising how well it holds up these movies
Yeah.
after 20 some odd years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's surprising how well they did.
Well, then let's. Did you see any of the new versions?
No,
of them?
I have not watched any of the new ones.
I'll say one thing: the first one has on the old ones have on the new ones. Casey Jones is infinitely better than the first one.
I do like the older Casey Jones for sure.
That was something that kind of pissed me off. He's in that first movie, but never comes back. Like,
He came in the third one.
did he?
He did, yeah.
Okay.
He came. He
I've
didn't
seen that
kick
once.
anybody's ass or
Was
anything.
it at
He was
least the
just there.
same April in all?
No, April is in only the first one, and then the second one and third one I think were the same girl.
Okay.
The first one was some other chick.
Oh, okay.
But speaking of the new ones, I do enjoy those movies, but I think I like the second one better. Again, for the same reason why I like the second one better before, because it just goes all out there. This one is just stupid and crazy and makes no sense. But there's Bebop and Rocksteady. There's Krang. There's the Ectodrome.
Krang was on it. Yeah,
Technodrome. Sorry,
yeah.
Technodrome. It's just and it makes
That
no
was cool.
sense.
I mean,
Turtles
yeah.
Van's in that.
Turtles
too.
Van. Like
shooting.
you go to this movie.
I've never seen it, but
You go to this movie to
trailers.
shut your brain off and just to remember the nostalgia of the old cartoon. That's what it was for me. It was just,
It was a Saturday
pretty old
afternoon, cold winter day or something like that I just threw it on.
Like, I
Yeah.
did want to go and see that one a bit. Like, the first of these rebooted Turtles movies, I had no intention of seeing. I was
the
like,
first one, again, it tries to be a little more serious, like the original was, and it tries to be more grounded, but it doesn't really work. That's why I didn't care for it as much, because it tries to be grounded, and it's about giant turtles fighting a guy named Shredder. It's not supposed to be
Well,
grounded.
the biggest thing I hate about what I've seen from these new ones is the Turtles, to me, they're nothing like the characters from the cartoon.
But I did like how
like.
they tried to make each turtle unique.
I do like that.
Like Raphael was the big bruiser one. Donatello was big too, but he has these like goggles and everything like that.
Does
So-
machines. He does machines.
Yeah, like
You should have had the music.
You still, well,
playing
it's-
now.
Yeah, it's,
You guys keep talking.
if you
I
listen
have it.
closely. No, I'm pretty sure it will play now.
Thanks to the magic of digital editing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there it is. And that's also how you get sued. Because you don't have the rights.
We'll just play some offbeat thing that's similar.
But anyways, I was actually like I was grinning from ear to ear watching the more recent new one just because it just brought me back to when I was like a 5-year-old kid watching the cartoons. Even as I knew it was so stupid. I was sitting there with my sister and she's watching she's just looking at me like I'm just smiling. She's like she doesn't get it at all why I was liking it so much.
I still show up to the movie theaters with my 3D Leonardo.
I got the Raphael. They're in my truck. I should have brought them over. They're at the 3D glasses.
Yeah. So, did either of you play the games at all?
Absolutely.
The arcade, I played a couple of the arcade ones.
Turtles in Time one.
I played a ton of that one on Super Nintendo. Turtles in Time.
There was like a shitty mall and we grew up together, the two of us, and there's a shitty mall kind of close to our hometown, well, our home village really. But in Vegreville, there was a mall, and they had an arcade cabinet for the Turtles in Time.
I don't remember which one it was. It might have been Turtles in Time.
But if we ever had to go there for they had swimming classes or whatever out in Vegreville, stop at the mall and be like, okay, here's all the quarters, just start throwing them in and playing that.
Yeah, I played a lot. There was a Game Boy Ninja Turtle game too that I played the shit out of. Never wrapped it. I don't know, when I was a kid I didn't have the fortitude to stick with a game until I wrapped it, but I played a ton of that one.
Did you ever play the Nintendo one, the original Nintendo one?
Yeah, actually I played it the other day.
It's fucking hard.
It's hard, it is.
Those little Radigan dudes are freaking impossible.
So I set up my old Nintendo.
You gotta be Donatello.
And he gave it to me. Oh, is that the trick?
Donatello's got to reach. He's got the long reach. It's like cheating if you have Donatello.
It is very hard though. Yes. So yes, I do have that one on the original Nintendo, and I played it.
Yeah.
And I should play it with my niece.
It's on that new Nintendo thing that came out?
No, my old
retro
Nintendo.
One? Or actual, not the retro one that came out recently?
No, I actually have an old Nintendo too that I got that game from a friend for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was, it's hard though.
No, it is. I barely got anywhere in that game because it's freaking just die.
I always found one of the fun things with Ninja Turtles too when you're kids is you'd have your buddies and of course you play Ninja Turtles or something like that, right? And then the challenge became who was who, right? You had to be which Ninja Turtle, and somebody always got relegated to Donatello at the end of it. Oh, but he's so smart.
Yeah.
But
nah.
no thanks.
Even if he has the reach, I still wanted your Raphael over him.
That's why I liked Leo so much, was because everybody would always fight for Michelangelo, and I said, oh.
True. Yeah, Michelangelo's always the one most kids want because he's the fun one. He's the funny guy, right?
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And you guys watching the new show on Nickelodeon, cartoon show?
I've seen an episode or two here and there, but I wouldn't say I would watch it.
I haven't seen it, but I'll tell you what, I do like seeing cartoons that I liked when I was a kid getting pushed back to the... Like, aren't they doing He-Man again?
They're supposed to be.
So
I haven't seen anything
Ninja Turtles. Although Ninja Turtles has always stuck around. That's another thing.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles...
Longevity of it, hey?
Never left. Exactly. It's just transformed.
Yeah.
Really. The one thing I do like about the cartoon is same reason why I kind of like the new movies is because each character is kind of like that. Like you got the hothead Raphael, the leader. You got the inventor Donatello, and then the funny one Michelangelo. Similar.
Did you guys have a favorite villain?
I don't know if I had a favorite villain. I mean, Shredder's obviously always pretty.
Yeah.
The main one, but and I always love Bebop and Rocksteady just because they're always just like little lackeys that do whatever he wants. I'm trying to think. Like I did like some of the other characters though. Like some of
Baxter, like Baxter.
Yeah, Baxter Stockman. Yeah, the fly dude. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, what's the dude who became a manta ray though? I really liked his look.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of.
I liked his backstory too. Like he used to work at like an aquarium, and he was like petting like the manta ray before he got like engulfed.
I have to be careful
ooze.
that I don't like mix Toxie Crusader guys in with Ninja Turtle villains.
I can think of a lot of Ninja Turtle villains, but I don't know which one's my favorite. Like Shredder's up there, obviously. I was just thinking like, man, they did a lot of weird shit. That's going.
I'm telling you, I liked Krang. I mean,
Krang's good.
Yeah, scared with the robot. The robot, I remember as a kid, he actually scared me a little bit.
But you guys remember like Dimension X, and they would go there, and there was all the rock dudes.
Yeah.
And then there was like another place that went where it was like anamorphic Triceratops and dinosaur people. Do you remember that?
I know that was in the game too. The Turtles in Time, I think.
There's the neutrinos.
No,
I don't know
You guys
if
remember? They were like those teens that had a flying car from another dimension, and they'd come in and
No,
they had
I
like
don't remember them.
they're like Jetsons kind
See,
of.
I got it. I want to get.
I just
the
thought you were gonna say.
DVD.
I thought you were gonna say Bebop for sure. I thought you were gonna say Bebop.
I like both of them equally.
I keep coming up with Leatherhead. I don't want to say he's my favorite, but something about
He's
him
a cool-
resonates with me.
I think he started off as a bad guy, but I think he turned into a good guy. I think that's what happened to his story.
That reminds me of one that I don't really like is the Rat King, which
Yeah.
I never liked him.
Odd question for you. I'm just thinking about the villains now. Do you think that when they developed Krang and they developed Shredder, they were trying to do a Star Wars thing there, where you had
Oh,
like he was the
Darth-
Emperor, and then
the Darth
Shredder
Vader
was the
was the
Darth Vader.
like, and even Vader, and even Shredder's look kind of has Vader-esque qualities to it.
Kinda, yeah. In a way, possibly. I do know that Ninja Turtles came about because they were doing like a spoof of Daredevil, the guys that created Ninja Turtles, Peter Laird and oh fuck, I forget the other guy's name. Sorry, but
Yeah.
but yeah, they were. It was like a total straight spoof of Daredevil. Because if you look at it, it's complete ripoff. Like in Daredevil, they have the Hand, which is Daredevil's enemies, and they have the Foot Clan in Ninja Turtles. Splinter is their trained them, and then you got Stick, who trained Daredevil in the Masters in Art of.
Wow, I did not know this Daredevil stuff at
And
all. I
they
just thought
fight
you
on
got
top
hit
of
by-
rooftops and stuff, and they're always at night. It's complete like rip-off, basically, is what they even say. They say if they love Daredevil as a comic book, and they just basically want to kind of do an homage to it with their Ninja Turtles. So, fun fact.
I know that the guys that did Ninja Turtles, like they also did other like characters and stuff that they would eventually like, cross over. If you remember, there was an episode with like a samurai rabbit. If you remember that?
Yeah.
And he had his own comic book, like Usagi no Yojimbo or something. That was his name. But it was really violent and brutal. And he'd like cut people up to pieces, and then he put them in the Ninja Turtles. Like,
well, the comic book was actually a lot more violent than the cartoon movies were.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still not as violent as like slicing them up like that.
But
That comic book was.
Well, yeah, it was always funny. They give weapons for a kid show, but they just don't use them as a.
They would get away with it in the cartoon by making the foot soldiers robots, because they're just trashing robots.
You can stab a robot, slice a robot's head off, right?
Yeah, that was like the putty with Power Rangers, right? It was,
Exactly. It's totally.
So.
Well, anyways, I think that's pretty much our Ninja Turtles episode. Comment below if you have anything to say.
Subscribe,
please. Yes. And once again, over to my far right, we have
Muskeg. You can see me on Twitter, PlayStation Network, Twitch. We're MUSSKEG.
I am Lewis Lightning. You can see me on Twitch sometimes at the Lewis Lightning.
And I'm countryboy_9 on Twitch and PSN, and on Twitter you can catch me on John Clida.
Hey, 10!
Turtle power.
Turtle power.